Imagine this. You're caught trying to steal the crown jewels of England. You're nabbed red-handed, with the royal orb literally stuffed down your pants and the king's crown hammered flat and hidden under your cloak. The punishment for high treason like this was a guaranteed gruesome death. But instead of the executioner's block, the thief got a full royal pardon and a hefty reward from the king himself. This is the unbelievable true story of Colonel Blood, the man who tried to steal the crown and somehow came out a winner. In 1671, Colonel Blood decided he was going after the crown jewels. After Oliver Cromwell had melted down the original medieval regalia, a stunning new set was made for King Charles II. These priceless symbols of the monarchy, St. Edward's crown, the sovereign scepter, the orb, were all kept in the Tower of London. You'd think security would be intense, but it really wasn't. The jewels were in a basement room in the Martin Tower behind a simple metal grille. The keeper of the jewels was a 77-year-old veteran named Talbot Edwards, who lived in the apartment right above the vault. For a small fee, anyone could pop down to see the jewels. They ripped the grille away. What happened next was a frantic, almost comical scene of destruction. St. Edward's crown was too big to hide, so Blood just hammered it flat with the mallet and stuffed the mangled gold into a bag. His brother-in-law grabbed the sovereign's orb and shoved it down his trousers. The royal scepter was too long to fit in their bag, so they actually started trying to saw the thing in half. It was right then that their luck finally ran out. As the priceless, mangled treasure spilled onto the cobblestones, he defiantly shouted, "It was a gallant attempt, however unsuccessful." From his cell, he made an incredible demand. He refused to talk to anyone but the king himself. Even more incredibly, King Charles II agreed. The king, fascinated by this character, had the captured traitor brought to the palace. So there was Thomas Blood, in chains, standing before the very man whose crown he had just tried to steal. What followed was one of the most bizarre interviews. He was bold, charming, and utterly defiant. He owned up to the heist, to the plot against the Duke of Ormond, and then casually informed the king that the crown jewels, valued at £100,000, were in his expert opinion, worth no more than £6,000. Then, he looked the king straight in the eye and confessed he'd once planned to shoot him while the king was bathing in the river, but stopped himself. King Charles, a man famous for his love of wit and audacity, was completely captivated by Blood's nerve. The king asked him, "What if I should give you your life?" Without missing a beat, Blood shot back, "I would endeavor to deserve it, sire." To the absolute astonishment of his entire court, King Charles II gave Thomas Blood a full and unconditional pardon. But it gets weirder. The king didn't just spare his life. He rewarded him. Blood got his Irish lands back and was given a royal pension of £500 a year, a fortune, back then. So the question that everyone has asked for centuries is, why? Why on earth would a king reward the man who tried to rob him? Some think Charles, the merry monarch, was just genuinely amused by Blood's sheer guts. But the most popular theory is that Charles saw an opportunity. It's an early version of how modern tech companies sometimes reward hackers who discover security holes in their systems. It's better to pay the person who found the weakness to help you fix it than to punish them and risk someone else exploiting it later. A man as clever and daring as Blood was far more useful as a royal spy than as a head on a spike. Colonel Blood died peacefully in his bed in 1680, but his reputation as a trickster was so great that the authorities actually dug up his body just to make sure he hadn't faked his own death to get out of debt.